Hey there guys, and welcome back to Sonic 2 Delta. Spending our time in the Scrap Brain Zone this time around. If Oil Ocean is supposed to be the sort of bright and colorful industrial level, then this is very much the dark, dreary, depressing, and other alliterative words, industrial level. And the difficulty very much matches the theme, we will say. I would go so far as to say this is probably the most difficult stage in all of 2D Sonic. This being due to just the number of traps and obstacles, as well as enemy placement, and all in all it's just a very horrible place to be. That said, it's a pretty cool zone. We've got the cool spacey synthesizer in the soundtrack, as you can hear. In addition to that, there are different options for making your way through. There is a middle, an upper, and a lower path. I'm opting to take the middle path because it's the one I prefer. Basically, the bottom path is horrible and you should never want to take it. Whoop. Even though I just fell down to it. Lots of horrible hazards. I'm not meaning to do all these alliterative phrases here. Including bottomless pit traps and the like. The upper path is a little bit slower. Let's see if I can get my bonuses here. That was okay. And the middle path is just sort of a combination of the two. But enough about that. We're moving on to Act 2. And it's just as difficult as Act 1. Same thing here. We've got a couple different paths we can take. I'm just going to take the middle one again, because why not? There's some really mean enemy placement that takes place on this one, and hopefully I will get past it without taking the hit, but fingers crossed, don't hold your breath. As you can see, even that there, putting the saw there so that you have to wait for the bomb to explode. Obviously a speedrunner could get through that, but I'm not willing to risk that. Fortunately, I only need a little bit more before I can turn into Super Tails, but again, we will not hold our breath for me not getting hit on this one. Especially in this part. Look at this. How horrible is that? In fact, I just missed my chance to go through it again, and we're going to jump now. Right about now. Cool. 3 more rings. Can I pull it off? I do believe I can. By the way, you are going to actually want to drop down this one. It kind of trick you there. And this is actually more difficult to make it out of as Super Tails. There we go. Anyways, no need to worry about all this now. We'll just jump right through it. This part is particularly nasty. If you're trying to go quickly to run past the flames, you end up getting hit by the bombs. But we don't have to worry about that. You can grab that if you're not already Super Tails. Otherwise, I think that is just about us done with this stage. Or act, rather. And there are no bonuses as far as I can tell on this flag, so don't even bother. Again, I could be wrong. Alright, want to see a good bit of game design? What am I supposed to do here? Oh. Now I could go on and on about how brilliant that is, that they actually let you play it and see the platforms collapsing one by one as you are drawn to the depths of despair, but all in all, I like it. Very good game design. Now there's a little trick you can do here. Normally you're just going to ride this platform down. However, if we are quick about it, we can actually get in front of it and take an alternate way down. Again, branching paths is sort of the theme here. Woohoo! Close one there. So as you can see, we've been dropped down into an area that very much resembles the Labyrinth Zone. Unfortunately, there is still no David Bowie. If they ever do an HD remake, hopefully that That makes it in. I would advise taking this one a little bit more slowly and deliberately than the original Labyrinth Zone. Things are quite a bit more difficult, so you're going to want to manage your air a little bit more effectively than you might have earlier on. It's pretty cool that despite this just being a palette swap, it actually does add a cool little element of... Oh, come on. That was just silly. It does add a cool little element of, you know, going back to a zone that you've sort of been in. So I can't fault them for that. Can I make it up here without dying? That's going to be the trick. Now, I know that there's air right above me, but the general rule, if I didn't already mention this in Labyrinth Zone, is that if you can make it to the bubble with 2 or 3 seconds remaining, you're generally going to be okay. So don't worry too much about that. Some narrow escapes there. The air thing certainly does become an issue on this level. Especially a little bit later on, because we're going to see some Genesis slowdown that really screws you up. It pretty much happens every single time on this level. Got to be pretty precise with these jumps in order to get up in time to get air. As you can see, we've got some crazy Genesis slowdown going on right now. The one thing to keep in mind is that it's not actually the music finishing that kills you, it's the timer running out, so even though the music's done right now, I still have 2 seconds. So no worries there. Now we can sort of take our time going up here. Whoop! Almost dodged it. And that's it. Shall we do the final zone as well? I think we shall. You may remember this one. It's a fairly simple concept. He comes out of the floor, you avoid him. Don't get shocked by the electricity. And the real thing that makes this actually difficult is the fact that you have no rings. But if you basically just remember to sort of get in between the electricity in the widest gaps possible, and then run over to the side, you should be fine. Now I believe there's actually a speedrunner's trick where you can hit him multiple times. I think. I could be wrong about that. But I don't know how to do it, so we're just going to have to stick this one out. As you can see, once you sort of get the rhythm of it, not too difficult. Definitely a pretty hard one when you're a young kid. And the fact that you have no rings does make it pretty tense, because if you mess up... Come on. If you mess up, then that's pretty much it. But I wouldn't call this stage really that difficult. More tedious than anything, as you can see. Just a few more hits. I'm going to spoil something, by the way. Despite this being called Final Zone, it is not actually the final zone of the romhack. If you played Sonic 2, you know that there are a couple stages we have not done yet, so we're going to have a little bit more to do. There we go. Now we're just going to want to hit him as he flies away, and I'll see you guys in the next one.